filter in. My name is Patrick Kelly. I'm with Appledore Research Group. This is the operations forum, and we have four very good speakers for you for the early afternoon session that I'll introduce. Before we actually introduce the speakers, I plan to sort of frame up the discussion and sort of set the stage for some of the topics we're going to be talking about today. There will be time, there may be some time after each speaker to have some questions directed at the speaker. I'll manage that. So as they're going through the material, if we have time, please be ready and I'll bring the microphone to you. In framing up for today's session, one of the things that I thought would be important is sort of putting in perspective the operational activity, but also the systems necessary to support this journey that operators are going to take from where they are today in their current network and operational environment to a future state. And one of the ideas that we've done in our research is introduce this this principle or concept the economists use of the production possibility frontier. And the reason I'm using that is sort of sets the stage for where we are today. So you have constraints that exist both with the network, but also the management systems that are going to give you the ability to be more agile, to drive better efficiency out of the organization, improve time to market, things of that nature. And it's a very simple chart with a couple examples. One is the number of orders processed for a particular service. And we're, in this particular case, we could be talking about mobile operators, fixed operators, or MSOs, whatever you're providing as an operator. Generally, and again, this is an example, you're constrained by the number of service orders you can process, and it's based on the complexity of those orders. What virtualization does, it actually expands that production possibility frontier. And it does it in two ways. One is better efficiency of the capital that gets deployed. So you have that aspect from the network, but also on the operation side. So some of the things that we're going to be talking about this afternoon is around the orchestration, the onboarding process, closed loop automation. What automation does for you in this new world is dramatically reduce the cycle times for launching new services and supporting those services. And this is really where we're going to see significant impact in the operator's environment. So there's four key areas that I'll just frame up for you, and I think each of the speakers will delve into one or more of these areas in their presentation. But from a financial perspective or an economic perspective, the ability to utilize a capital-intensive resource, the networks that get deployed and the people that are responsible for supporting and delivering these services, better utilization of the network. So we have sort of that flexibility where you don't have to design and build to future demand and then go out and build the network. You can actually dynamically scale that based on the demands of the user community that you're running against, and therefore you're going to get greater efficiency. The second area is around automation of some of the new network functions and the services that will get launched, and the ability to actually lower the operational costs. And what I'm talking about here is both inside plant as well as outside plant. And if you look at those cost factors, and we've done the analysis, it's significantly more even than what the capital investment will be. The third area is really the automated scaling and healing in the environment. And this is the whole notion of the ability to take events coming into the system that fundamentally you can process in real time that drives some of the orchestration and policy parameters that we'll see in future networks. And then finally, new market opportunities for the operators. So one of the things that virtualization, we look at these different cloud-based models, is the ability to actually enter new markets. And that gives us the flexibility through not only the operating systems, but also exposing some of these APIs to a larger ecosystem of potential partners and customers that you're serving in the telecommunications environment. So those are, again, very quickly for the key areas that we see sort of driving the opportunity around virtualization and what NFV and SDN will promise in the future.